So good day everyone. I'm Jerome Tomaklas and with me are my group mates, Miss Nurhaima Musa and Miss Casey Suero. Our topic is all about utilitarianism. So let's begin. So through the first systematic account of utilitarianism was developed by Jeremy Bentham, that insight is that morally appropriate behavior will not harm others, but instead increase happiness or utility. Utilitarianism distinctive is it approach in taking that insight and developing an account of moral evaluation and moral direction that expands on it. Early precursors to the classical utilitarians include the British moralists Cumberland, Shaftesbury, Hutcheson, and Gay and Hume. Francis Hutcheson (1694 to 1746) is explicitly utilitarian when it comes to action choice. Utilitarian thinkers were the theological utilitarians such as Richard Cumberland (1631 to 1718) and John Gay (1699 to 1745). They believed that promoting human happiness was incumbent on us since it was approved by God. So, Jeremy Bentham first systematic account of utilitarianism. So si Jeremy Bentham ang unang gumawa ng full system ng utilitarianism. Ang idea niya, ang morally right action is yung action na hindi nakakasakit sa iba at imbes ay nagpapataas ng happiness or usefulness. For example, kung may event sa school and kailangan mag-decide kung free ang entrance or not. So much better free entrance para mas maraming makaka-attend at mas maraming magiging happy. Ang utilitarian view nito is piliin ang free entrance kasi it maximizes happiness for more people. So utilitarianism is distinctive dahil focus ito sa moral evaluation based on outcomes. So hindi tinitingnan ng utilitarianism ang intention mo, ang importante ay yung result. Kung nag-increase ba ang happiness o hindi. For example, may student na nag-volunteer maglinis ng room pero ginawa niya to para sa plus points. Even if selfish ang motive, kung nalinis naman ang classroom at naging masaya ang class, so morally good pa rin. Sa utilitarianism dahil positive ang outcome. So early precursors, British moralists like si Cumberland, Shaftesbury, Hutcheson, and Gay Hume. So ito yung mga philosophers na nagbigay ng early ideas about morality and happiness bago pa ma-formalize ang utilitarianism. So they believe na moral behavior should lead to human well-being. For example, kung may decision ang barangay kung magtatayo ng park, the idea behind it is a park makes the community healthier and happier. So this idea is similar to what early moralists believe. Francis Hutcheson explicitly utilitarian is sa action choice. So si Hutcheson ang nag-develop ng principles na the best action is the one that gives the greatest happiness for the greatest number. So sobrang utilitarian ng approach niya. Lagi niyang tinitingnan kung sino at gaano karami ang magbebenepisyohan. For example, if your class officers choosing between a small celebration for officers or a class celebration for everyone. So the utilitarian choice is class celebration kasi more people will benefit. Theological utilitarians Cumberland and John Gay. So tinawag silang theological kasi naniniwala sila na God approves action that increase human happiness. Para sa kanila, happiness aligned with God's will. Pagtulong sa for example, pagtulong sa poor family, not only does it make people happy, pero para sa theological utilitarians, God support this act kasi nakakapag-promote ng goodness and happiness. So, classical utilitarians. So, first, Gay 1731. The happiness of mankind may be said to the criterion of virtue but once removed. So a person individual salvation, her eternal happiness dependent on conformity to God's will, as did virtue itself, promoting human happiness and one's own coincided, but given God's design, it was not accidental coincidence. Gay influence on later writers such as Hume deserves notes. It is in Gay's essay that some of the questions that concern Hume on the nature of virtue are addressed. For example, Gay was curious about how to explain our practice of appropriation and disapprobation of action and character. When we see an act that is vicious, we disapprove of it. Further, we associate certain things with their effects so that we form positive association and negative association that also underwrite our moral judgment. So si John Gay, happiness is the criterion of virtue. Para kay Gay, ang virtue ay pagiging mabuti. Dapat sinusukat kung nakakapag-produce ng happiness. Sinabi rin niya na ang moral judgment natin ay based sa associations. Kapag good ang effect, ina-approve natin. Kapag bad naman ang effect, dinidisapprove natin. For example, nakakita ka ng estudyante na nagbabalik ng lost wallet. Positive effect is naibalik sa owner. We approve it, we consider it virtuous. Later on, kapag may nakita ulit tayong ganitong action, so automatic na maaalala natin na good yan. So second is Anthony Ashley Cooper, 1671 to 1713. The third Earl of Shaftesbury is generally though thought to have been the one of the earliest moral sense theorists, holding that we possess a kind of inner eye that allow us to make moral discriminations. This seems to have been an innate sense of right and wrong or moral beauty and deformity. So si Anthony Ashley Cooper naman is naniniwala siya na may inner moral sense tayo, parang natural instinct na tumutulong malaman kung right or wrong ang isang action. Hindi lang logic, minsan pakiramdam natin mismo ang nagsasabi. For example, kapag may nakitang bullying sa hallway, hindi mo pa ma-analyze pero you immediately feel this is wrong. That gut feeling or moral sense. Next is Francis Hutcheson, was very much interested in virtue evaluation. He also adopted the moral sense approach. However, in his writings, we also see an emphasis on action choice and the importance of moral deliberation to action choice. Hutcheson, in an inquiry concerning moral good and evil, fairly explicitly spelled out a utilitarian's principle of action choice. Hotchka, 1991, notes, however, that it was Leibniz who first spelled out a utilitarian decision procedure. So, si Francis Hutcheson naman is virtue promoting the greatest happiness. So, sobrang focus niya sa idea na ang best moral action ay yung nagbibigay ng pinakamalaking happiness sa pinakamalaking bilang ng tao. Siya ang nag-form ng principle na naging main idea ng utilitarianism. So for example, if your organization has budget only one project, so there would be two options. So option A would be give shirt to officers, and the option B would give school supplies for 200 students. So ang utilitarian and Hutchisonian choice would be option B, kasi mas maraming magiging masaya at makikinabang. So next reporter please.
Okay, so let's proceed to classical utilitarians like Benthams and Mill. Okay, so Bentham and Mill were deeply concerned with legal and social reform. So their goal is was to change laws and social practices that were outdated, useless, or harmful. So the main motivation here behind the development of the classical utilitarianism was the desire to improve society by replacing corrupt systems with one that promotes happiness for the greatest numbers. And then to achieve this, they needed a strong ethical theory that could be used as a tool for analysis. So they had to answer important questions like what makes an action morally right or morally wrong. So how do we judge whether a law is good or bad? So Bentham and Mill were believe that the morality of any action should be based on its utility. So its ability to produce happiness and reduce the unhappiness. For example, if a law causes more misery than happiness, then it's considered a bad law and need to be changed. So next we have two of the most famous classical utilitarians. One of them is the Jeremy Bentham. He believes that the human are motivated by two main focuses, which is pleasure and pain. So an action is right if it is increased pleasure and happiness, and wrong if it is produced pain and also the suffering. So Bentham also introduced the principle of utility, which is became the foundation for evaluating actions and laws based on the consequences. And then we have also John Stuart Mill, a follower of Bentham, agreed that the happiness is the basis of morality, but he improved Bentham's ideas. So Mill argued that that not all the pleasure are the same. He distinguished between higher pleasures like learning, creativity, and moral thinking, and also the lower pleasure, which are more physical and shared with the animals. So Mill believed that the higher pleasure are more valuable because they improve the quality of human life. So next we have utilitarian philosophy. Next slide. Next slide, Jerome.
Iba?
Next. Jan. Okay, so next, for this slide, we have the utilitarianism as a whole. And utilitarianism is a philosophical theory about how we should make moral decision. It helps evaluate actions, laws, and character traits and moral rules. So it is a form of consequentialism, meaning that the morality of the actions depend on its results. It asks, does these actions produce more good than the bad? So in this utilitarianism, the morally right action is one that produces the greatest amount of happiness for the greatest number of people, and that they value actions based on how it much contributes to the overall utility. So meaning happiness, pleasure, or well-being. So that's it. Tapos na ako. Next pa?
Okay.
So, utilitarian philosophy. Utilitarianism is a philosophical view or theory about how we should evaluate a wide range of things that involve choices that people face. Among the things that can be evaluated are actions, laws, policies, character traits, and moral codes. So, it is a theory that guides how people should decide what actions or rules are best by looking at their effects on happiness or well-being. Next is it is a form of consequentialism because it rests on the idea that it is the consequences or results of actions, laws, policies, and etc. that that determine whether they are good or bad, right or wrong. This means the morality of an action depends on entirely on its consequences, whether the results are good or bad. Next is generally held to be the view that morally right action is the action that produces the best. So, the word right action is the one that creates the most overall good outcome compared to all other possible actions. Last is the idea that the moral worth of an action is solely determined by its contribution to overall utility in maximizing happiness or pleasure as some among all people. And it is an action or just considered moral if it increases total happiness or pleasure for the majority of people. Next slide. Next slide po. So, utilitarianism starts from the basis that pleasure and happiness are intrinsically valuable, that pain and suffering are intrinsically disvaluable, and that anything else has value only in its causing happiness or preventing suffering of moral decisions, makes it a type of hedonism, and it is sometimes known as hedonistic utilitarianism. Utilitarians support equality by equal consideration of interests, and they reject any arbitrary distinctions as to who is worthy of concern and who is not, and any discrimination between individuals. So, happiness is naturally good and worth pursuing, and suffering is naturally bad and should be avoided. So, this makes utilitarianism similar to hedonism. Every person's happiness counts equally, and no one's well-being is more important than others. Utilitarians believe that the purpose of morality is to make life better by increasing the amount of good things such as pleasure and happiness in the world, and decreasing the amount of bad things such as pain and unhappiness. So the goal of morality is to increase positive things like happiness and pleasure, and to reduce negative things like pain, suffering in the world. That's all. Thank you.